YouTube, what's up? Thanks for watching Ruiners episode 10. I'm your host, Rob, sitting here with Eric.
Hello.
And this week we are going to be talking about the season finale of Walking Dead. And I just want to start off by saying we were right. Unfortunately, we were right. And we're going to get into that in a second. But we were right about, we're going to get more into it in a second, but we were right about the season ending without the war.
Yeah.
So,
needless to say, I'm still pretty ticked off.
yeah, I was,
Yeah.
like I've said before, I have a group of people that come over and we watch it. And they were leaving, and I was like, I apologize to every one of them. I said, sorry for that episode. That wasn't
have you ever
could have done.
Have you ever like invested money into anything expecting a return?
No.
Okay. Well, I have, and
I've invested lots of time into Don't Answer the Phone Volume 1, available on Bandcamp.com.
That's the way it felt. Felt like I invested a lot of my time,
Yeah.
our time, and we're very into the season. In fact, you put the whole season together, probably the best season it's been.
Yeah.
And then you get to the last 45 minutes of the season, and you just feel like you got kicked in the nuts.
Yep.
You're like, I mean, when the screen went black, I'm shaking my head, going, "There's got to be more, 5 more minutes, anything."
Well,
no.
you know, it was a little bit of a longer episode. It was 5 minutes longer than a normal episode, and so it was like 9:54, and I'm like, it can still happen. But then I thought, wait, I don't want it to happen now because I don't want a 4-minute war scene at the end.
Yeah.
And this is already after so major spoilers. So if you guys have not watched it, major spoilers. This is after the governor had shot his own guys down.
Yeah.
And took off with Martinez and the black dude. I don't know his name. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and rate it. I'm going to rate it on 2 separate scales. One scale is going to be a season finale, and one's going to be just as a standalone episode.
All right.
So as a standalone episode, I give it probably an 8. 8.5. I thought it was good. Andrea died. Milton died.
Yes.
There was a little bit of ghost Lori, which I'm still not feeling ghost Lori. But it was. I mean, it was a good episode. It was good acted. Rick did great. I mean, it was really good. The governor was as sinister as ever. Yeah. If not more. And but as a season finale. What? That's not even a word. As a season finale, I seriously give it a 4. And I think that's high for how I feel right now.
Well, that's high for
I'm being generous.
As a season finale, I'm giving it a 2. Oof. I'm still upset. It's been 2 days since I've seen it.
My brother was the only one that said he liked it.
Well,
and I just said, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me!" Like,
yeah. But as a standalone episode, I'd give it like a 7. There were some good scenes. The first scene, the opening scene with the governor and Milton, him just popping him, and then saying he's going to kill Lori, and then he shoots, and you kind of know what's going to happen. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, I like that.
It's good.
That's good. The final scene was a bit cheesy in terms of I'm going to kill, give me a gun, I'm going to kill myself. Yeah. I'm just like, just die, Lori.
Yeah.
We've been asking for you to, or Andrea, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lori
we want Lori to die too.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. Just go away, Andrea. But yeah, it was. You can tell, bro. I'm still like.
Here's the thing. This is like my play-by-play for the episode. Started off good, and I still had super high hopes for it. Like, I really thought we were going to see the war. Yeah. Especially with the beginning. The governor was beating up his right-hand man. Yeah. Milton was there. Milton basically was, as far as like science and history, as far as what was going on, was moving the city or the town forward.
And he knew a lot of the governor's secrets.
Yeah, he did. Well, in the end, he knew all of them.
Yeah.
And so governor jabs him a couple times in the gut. Yeah. And he leaves him to die, which I thought was probably my favorite part of the movie of the episode. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Forgive me. My favorite part of the episode is that the governor left Milton to die because he couldn't kill. I almost said Lori. Andrea. He couldn't kill Andrea on his own, so the governor left him to die. Yeah. Thus, him turning into a zombie and killing her anyway. Yeah. So, but that whole scene was extremely drawn out. It took Milton forever to die. It took Andrea forever to cut herself loose. Yeah. I was thinking like, dude, if I had to get a pair of pliers off the ground, it'd be like, I'd get it off the ground. I'd wrap my big old toe around there and I'd get it up. But I felt like it took forever, and I was just like, come on, are you serious? Yeah. And then Milton would die. And then she'd be like, Milton, he'd be like, I'm still here. And then it happened like 3 times. Oh, I'm still here. Oh. And I was just like, Oh, come on. Like, how much are you going to drag this out?
And what's the deal with the zombies now turning so much faster?
Yeah, that was really weird. Well, how long did it take Shane to turn?
It took him a while.
Did it?
Took him a while. Remember back in episode 1, Andrea's sister, when she got bit, it took her...
Oh, she did. She laid with her for a long time.
Yeah, it was like... Yeah. But with Milton and with Merle last week, it was just like, boom, I'm a zombie now.
Boom, there it is. Yeah.
So
yeah, that was a little weak. And then we get into the scene where the governor comes into the prison. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. It was pretty suspenseful. They're in there, but at that point, we basically thought Rick and the team had left.
Yeah.
Carl was pissed. Everyone was packing up. Turns out Carl was pissed because they were planning an ambush and he wanted to be involved. Mm-hmm. He showed up. Governor, I have a question because I'm not quite sure on this. Governor showed up with a bunch of people, and then when Rick and the crew open up fire on him, did they kill a bunch of people or did everyone escape? It
looked like everybody escaped. Maybe a couple got shot, but
they mentioned after like that was a slaughter and all this stuff. And then when the governor gunned everyone down, I thought there's an awful lot of people there.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anybody.
That was a little screwy. And then I was like, why can't Rick's people shoot anybody? Like, they were right there. I don't know. So it was whatever. But one of the biggest things a lot of people are talking about now, we're going to get into a couple things you had down, was, and this is one of them, and I just want to talk about it now, Carl shooting the kid at the end.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think what they're doing is they're trying to make Carl just this cold-hearted, my mom is dead, I'm angry at my dad. I want to be a big boy.
Yeah.
And very, very much like the comic.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know if it's working for me. I wanted to, but it's been 3 seasons now with Carl, and I just don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like the actor. I'm sorry. Sorry, kid, if you're watching this.
Yeah, whatever your name is, wasn't it?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I'm like,
a lot of people comparing him to the governor, how cold he was.
Yeah,
he's turning governor cold and all that stuff.
Mini governor.
He's like, yeah, I didn't like it. I don't know what I expected that scene to be. I kind of wish it really didn't happen.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was just whatever. And I hate Carl's gun. He's a huge silencer.
Yeah.
It's really retarded.
It was weird.
Anyway, all right, you have a couple things. So
yeah. Okay. First of all, the whole episode, when it was all said and done, there was no payoff to the entire season. Here's the deal. Now they have basically ended the season where it started.
Yeah.
Back at the prison. Now they just have more people.
Yep.
And
it's not like useful people.
No. I mean, they got Tyrese.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. They got
Tyrese
great. And the chick,
but everybody else is like, it's old people.
Yeah, old women and small children.
And so it's like, that whole season just kind of seemed like it was nothing. Last week's episode ended so great. One of the best scenes with Merle turning into a zombie and being killed by his brother.
Yeah.
Well, where was his brother? You hardly see his brother anywhere. Daryl is nowhere to be seen. I finally saw how many arrows he has. I mean, thank God that answered a question.
Yeah.
But it's like
he had a quiver.
It basically said last week's episode of Merle going and pretty much pushing the governor to start a war meant nothing. His sacrifice, his suicide mission was just irrelevant. It pissed me off. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, one thing I hated, I know we talked about this before we started recording, was I hated, and I'm pissed off about it, how the governor left.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, that, to me, that did nothing for the story. It didn't make me think, like, oh, when he comes back, because now I got to wait freaking, like, forever. Until October, probably, until it comes back on.
Yeah.
So, where did the governor go? Why?
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. The biggest question I have about the governor is, and this is not so much his character as the showrunners, why keep the governor alive? Can you guys not come up with other characters that are just as compelling of a villain as the governor?
Well, the second compendium, which is basically where they should be now at the beginning, and I know you've just started reading, I don't know how far you are, but they get into some other characters that are
really good
and even more sadistic than the governor.
Yep.
So the governor's awesome. He's one of my favorite characters, especially in the show. But I'm a big fan of when your time's done, your time's done.
Yeah.
Just go out in a blaze of glory instead of extending it into the next season.
Yeah. Here's what I compare it to. You have, for some reason, it always goes back to Breaking Bad with us. You have one of the best bad guys ever in Gus Fring on Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He dies. Sorry, spoiler. He dies, and the show gets better.
Mike's flipping us.
He gets the show gets better after he died. The show just kept on trucking.
Yeah.
Okay. And they still don't have like this main bad guy. In fact, Walter White's now the main bad guy. Okay. Well, you kill the governor in last night's episode, then you go out and you create yourself a new bad guy.
Yep.
Or somebody within the group becomes a whatever.
Yeah.
Why keep the governor alive?
So keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, and then the fact that they ended it at the prison. So now they're gonna be at the prison, which I don't know, man. How many episodes was it? 13, 14 episodes?
Something like that.
Of the prison. Well, they've pretty much. What more can they do at the prison?
The only thing I can think of is what they can do at the prison is it starts up next season and they take after the book and there's crops and they're kind of starting to sustain themselves.
Okay.
And then the governor comes back.
Yeah.
But it's just it's too drawn out.
Yeah.
It really is a shame that it didn't end this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
it's how I felt with Sons of Anarchy, not this past season, but the season before. Why is it still going? Why?
Yeah.
This past season, I was like, okay, this was really good TV. I really liked it. Great writing, great directing. And then it ended, and I was kind of like, they should have really ended it. They should have ended on something. But
now,
the season on Walking Dead, I really wanted them to kill the governor and end on some sort of speck of hope, like they did the last season when it pans up and you see the prison and you're like, oh, yes, like you know what's next.
Remember how we felt at last year's season finale?
Yeah.
We were just like, we're so pumped about it. And this one, I'm just like, okay, the only way I think they can redeem this season finale, I mean, it's going to be a good, they'll pick it up, and I'm sure they're going to just hear all the fans, because I'm going to, I don't read a lot of the stuff after a series comes on, or an episode comes on, but I was really interested to find out what the fans thought. So I went to some fan friendly websites, blaster.com, etc. And I was just reading comments. Most of the majority of people hated the episode. Well, the majority of the people were glad Andrea was dead. Mm-hmm. Isn't that funny? So you have a character that's been with the series the whole time, and the best part was like, she's dead, yay! Yeah,
and she was also a pretty main character. I mean, she was
a major.
She was caught in the middle between Rick and the governor, and it was like with Lori. We couldn't wait for Lori to die. It was like, So
it was just they just didn't do right with her character. Talk about somebody that's completely different from the book to the TV show. Definitely. Lori in the comic, or not Lori, Andrea in the comic book is awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't
Sniper.
Just incredible.
Yep.
But it was very frustrating. The prison battle, going back to that a little bit, it was like it happened, and then you blink and it was done. They could have done some great things when they were setting like the booby traps inside the tunnels and or whatever they call them, the tombs. Wouldn't it have been great for them to set it, and the only person that made it out of the tomb was the governor, and he got bit.
Yeah. And that would have been awesome.
And he's just freaking out, and then Rick comes up and pops him.
Yep.
Ended. Everyone would have been happy.
Yep.
And then they would have transitioned into another, even if it is, let's bring everyone to the prison. Or let's get everyone from the prison, let's go to Woodbury.
Yeah.
I mean, something. So it's just...
Well, we were,
I didn't get yelly like I thought I was going to get all screamy and freaking out, but I'm still pretty ticked off about it.
Let us know what you guys think. I mean, we want to hear your guys' voice. So when you guys get this to you, let us know.
Yep, and we've been talking a little bit off air, and I think that we would next week or the week after do some theories or at least some ideas on where we'd like to see the series go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
As it goes from what we've read in the comic as well as from where the season left off, because that's the thing about this. You have a community of people that have read the comic.
Yeah.
And they watch the show like us. Then you have people that have never read the comic and just watch the show.
Yeah.
Well, you have to kind of balance that out. I think the showrunners do that. But there's some great stories that can be told.
Yeah, big time.
From the comic, and that's their inspiration.
Yeah.
So let's draw into that.
Yeah, I mean, pull something out of there. I mean, like this ending was just it was horrible.
Oh, it was very bad.
One good thing that I did see during The Walking Dead was that The Killing season 3 is going to be coming back. I'm really excited about that.
I was glad to get your text about that. I did not see that. But
The Killing was my wife and I. It was one of our favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first season in like a week, basically.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode and was like, babe, you have to watch this. It was just so good. And I'm really excited for that to come back.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely have some ruiners out for that.
Yeah.
Mad Men's coming back. I don't know if you're a huge Mad Men fan.
No, not at all.
So we might review a little bit about that. It's one of the most popular shows, even though a lot of people don't know why. I guess just the acting is just, I mean,
yeah.
John Hamm's great.
I tried to get into it. And,
yeah, it's a little boring, but, whatever. But there's some awesome shows coming back. Sons of Anarchy's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned. Breaking Bad's coming back. When does Breaking Bad start?
June. Into June, I think.
End of June. So we're going to be here for that. So next week we're going to have some Walking Dead theories, as well as coming up midweek, maybe not this week, but next week we're going to have some Netflix recommendations for you guys. So get ready for that because we've been checking out some Netflix stuff and it's been pretty good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Well, thanks for watching YouTube. I am Rob Knob, sitting here with Eric. And until next time, ruin someone's life.